happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's.
Thank you.
Happy
How's your Valentine's
Thank
Day?
you very much.
What did your wife get you?
What?
Handsome.
Okay, today we are going to be solving and graphing. Solving and graphing inequalities using addition and subtraction. So, examples will look like, let's see, the directions are going to say, basically, solve and graph. So something like m minus 5 is less than 3. We're going back to basic one-step equations. But the only thing different is instead of an equal sign, you're going to have an inequality. So to isolate the variable in this case, you would add 5 to each side. The 5's will cancel. And m is going to be less than 3 plus 5 is 8. Been doing that all year. Some of you guys should be really good at it by now, like not making any mistakes at all. The second step is going to be to graph this. So you draw a number line. You put 0 on the number line and the number 8, or the solution, on the number line. Now, since this symbol is just less than, is an open circle. And now, if the variable is on the left, you shade the direction that the inequality is pointing. So the variable is on the left, and the inequality is pointing left. So you shade to the left. That's the solution. And that is a graph of the solution. And you practiced the graphing solutions yesterday. So really the only thing you're adding to what we covered yesterday was solving a one-step equation. If 10 is greater than or equal to d minus 4. You're going to isolate the variable by inverse operations. So you're going to add 4 to each side. Ten plus 4 is 14. Greater than or equal to d. These 4's cancel. So when you graph this inequality, your first steps are going to be the same. You're going to draw your number line. On your number line goes a 0 and 14. Now, this is greater than or equal to. So it is a closed circle. It includes the 14. Because it is or equal to the 14. Now's where some confusion is created. Because the variable's on the right-hand side. When the variable is on the right-hand side. Shade opposite the direction of the inequality. So we're shading opposite the direction of the inequality. The inequality is pointing right. So we're going to shade to the left. Really important. Very important. And the variables on the right-hand side, shade opposite. Everybody understand that? Okay. All right, let's try another one. Y plus 6 less than or equal to check that. Let's go greater than or equal to. Y plus 6 greater than or equal to 9. The variable's having 6 added to it, so we're going to subtract 6 from each side. These 6's will cancel, and y is greater than or equal to 9 minus 6, which is 3. Number line. 0 goes on the number line, and 3 goes on the number line. Since the inequality is or equal to, then this is closed. It includes the 3. When the variable's on the left-hand side, you shade the direction that the arrow is pointing, or that the inequality is pointing. So in this case, we're shading to the right. You guys understand? One-step equations. You're either adding or subtracting to the variable. Do the opposite of what's being done in the problem. If the variable is on the left-hand side when you're finished, you shade the direction that the inequality is pointing. If the variable is on the right-hand side, then you shade opposite the direction of the inequality. Does anybody need to see another example? All right, so I've got a handout for you today so you can do some practice. So practice is on page 174. And let's do 1 through 4. And then (13) through 20. On a separate sheet of paper. On separate paper.